Yeah, hi everyone. Uh, Let me introduce myself. I am Kayyum, currently working in MNC as an database admin. So, in this video, I will explain file system alerts in Oracle DB server and how to resolve them. So, let me start. I have installed Oracle database in one of the VM on VirtualBox. Uh, so, let me start the terminal. Okay, guys. So, in this terminal, I have login as an Oracle user. So let me show you who am I. So it is Oracle, and I have installed Oracle database on this server. So let me find uh, is the database is up or not. Okay. So here we can check the database is up or not by simply executing a command ps hyphen ef pipe grep pmon. So by using this command we can know that anything any service is running on the server or not. Okay, so here we can see that ora pmon and the database name is source. Okay, so we know that db is up. We can also know about number of oracle processes running on the server by just doing the by just executing the command ps hyphen ef grep ora and wc means word count minus number of lines. Okay, it will give us the total number of oracle processes running in the background. So in this we have 144 oracle processes. Okay, so now uh, we know now that the oracle service is running. Okay, so let me know that the listener in the background also running or not. So we can simply find it by executing the same command. Just being ps hyphen ef pipe grep tns means tns. Okay, tns for listener. So by entering we can know that is there any listener is running in the background or not. By using listener we can connect to the database remotely. So if you are anything outside of your server, you can connect to the server using the listener file. Okay. So we know that there is no server, no listener services running in the background. So we need to start it. Okay. So for that you need to uh, give a command lsnrctl. Okay. Start. So by using this command we can start the listener. Okay. So now now we can see that the listener started just started it listening on the service. Service name is source dot local domain. Okay, and instance name is source. Okay, and the start is currently unknown because we just have started the listener, so it will get updated after some time. Okay, let me clear the screen. Let me show you that we just started the listener. Okay, now we can see that the listener is up. Okay, by the name of listener inherit. Okay, and the location for the execution file which is inside oracle home bean directory. Okay, bean directory there is a lsnrctl type of shell file. By using that file we can run we can stop and start the listener. Okay, so now the listener is started. Let me show you tnsping to the service. Okay, so when I execute the tnsping source, okay, source is the DB name. So by executing we can get the TNS entry, and we can ensure that the TNS and listener file is working properly. Okay, so here in the description we can see that in the correct connect data the service name is also there and the SID source which is there. The listener is listening on the default Oracle port 1521. Okay. So yeah. So let me tell about that file system alerts that we uh, get on the server. So in this way, if you got any alert or mail regarding with the file system on the particular or individual server, we can simply resolve that issue by logging on that particular server, DB server, and uh, in that you can execute a command which is a df hyphen h. Okay, so df means disk free and h means human readable. Okay, so df hyphen h is the command which is used to show how much free space, available space, use and size of the particular directory. Okay, or mount points. So here we can see that the particular dev mount point having 0% use. Dev SHM has SHM has 77% filled. Run execute. Okay. So here we can see that everything is currently okay. So let me show you that Oracle home path. If you have set an Oracle environment, so you can just simply uh, know the path of the Oracle home by echoing and dollar for particular environment variable, and it will swap. Okay. So as we know that the as we get the path of the Oracle software directory from doing echoing of the Oracle home, we know that it is installed under a U1 directory. Okay, so we need to know that how much free space is available on the U1 directory. Okay, so now currently um, let me switch to root directory. Okay, FH, no sub directory. Okay, so root, giving the password. We need to run it again. Okay, actually I have not mounted the particular directory inside, so we can know that tfh u01, it is under the root directory. Okay, I have not connected, I have not mounted it as an individual directory. That's why we can't get the df hyphen h to this particular, you know that. Okay, so let me log in inside Oracle database. First is to pwd. Pwd means you will know that print a working directory. It will be under home dot user. We are Oracle user, so it's under home slash Oracle. Okay, so for login inside Oracle database, we need to do SQL plus slash as a SYSDBA. Okay, so okay, as you can see that we are now login as an or login as an SysDB under inside the Oracle database. Okay, so that's why. Let me show you that. Let me set the line side 400 so we can get that output in clarity for clear format. Let me show you the name of the database, open mode from v dot database. Okay. So as you can see that the database name is source. Okay, and its open mode is read and write. We can read and write it. So if you want to get resolve the issue of file system alerts inside of Oracle database, we need to uh, first see the backup location, the RMAN backup location inside the Oracle database. So how we can know that where exactly where is the Oracle RMAN backup location? So let me execute a query. We can simply get it by writing um, by executing a query file just okay. So in this way we can get the backup location of the database. Okay, so db recovery file list is a parameter inside sp file or a p file, parameter file or server file. Okay, so here we can see that the db recovery file list size having 8 GB. Okay, exactly approximate 8 GB of 8 GB size, and the location for the same db recovery file list is under u1 app oracle faster recovery area. So it will get automatically generated at the time of the installation. When you start the installation, uh, there will be a new folder will be created as a name of faster recovery area, and there definitely you will get your backups files, main data files, control files, log files, etc. So we need to go to this location. Okay, cd u1 app oracle faster recovery area. Okay, so print working directory, we can see now that we are under a faster recovery area. Okay, so need to know the number of files are out there. Okay, so we can see that the db name folder is there. Okay, so inside this source folder we can have we have the number of backup files. Okay, so we just have executed do -sh and start. So by executing this command, we can we could know that how much what is the actual size of that folder. Okay, okay, let me go inside that folder. Okay, so pwd, I'm inside that folder. Okay, so now we can see that. Okay, so now there are three folders and one multiplexing control file. Okay, so we have there archive log. We have three folders. Okay, namely archive log, auto backup, and online log. Okay, so in that the archive log which are generated at the time of at the time of the db is up. So those archive logs are collected and stored inside this folder, namely archive log. Okay, so whatever the other backups like auto backups. Okay, so auto backups means we can backup control files, log files, which are which are essential for the database to operate. Okay, so that those files stored inside auto backup. Okay, and the others are like online log. Okay, the current logs which are which has been currently written by the database are stored inside online log. Okay, and the most important control file. So we have control file there. So these are the folders. Okay, now we need to know that which folder as what size. Okay, so we can know that archive log that it is having a size of 303. Okay, 1111. So okay, so let me go inside archive log. Okay, so there I'm inside archive log wd. I can show you. Okay, okay. So let me see that what are the size of this files. Okay, so currently you can see that actually date wise each archive logs are stored inside each of these folders. Okay, so for the 4th June 5th June for the 5th June we have 190 MB of backup. Okay, and for 7th June we have 113 MB of backups. Okay, another 3 days I have not start up the database, so that's why the archive logs not yet been storing. Okay, so let me show you that. Okay. So before removing those files, okay, before removing the backups, uh, let me show you that how we can know that for up to which date we can delete and remove, we can delete the backups. Okay, so it would be better to just go inside RMAN so that we can know the retention policy for this database. So actually default the retention policy of the database is set at the 7 days. So that's why what is the retention policy actually after 7 days actually the DB knows through the retention policy that if the retention policy is set to if the retention policy is set to 7 days, the database will store the backups files of 7 days. Okay, the DB will store the 7 days backups of the data files, and the backups which are way before of 7 days would get deleted. Okay, would get absolute or will not be used by the DB anymore. Okay, so you can know that the backup files retention policy. Let me show you what is the retention policy currently we are using. So here we can see that redundancy 1. Okay, so let me copy from this. We are not at we are not yet set the retention policy. So now we have set we have set the retention policy. Okay, so now can okay now we have redundancy. That means we have 1 day of backup. Okay, priority. So the DB would save 1 day, would store only 1 day of backup, and uh, the backups like 1 day before, 2 days before. Okay, 2 days back, 1 day back, they would get absolute, and you can simply remove them. So as you know that the backup retention policy is set to 1 day, so we can simply delete the other backups. So yeah, you can go inside this folder. So let me copy this and paste this. Okay, so you can go inside each of this folder. Okay, now you can now you can see that dot archive type file is there, so we can simply rf remove rf to remove these all files. Okay, currently I am having only one file, so I need to remove that. So for removing I am executing remove rf star. Okay, the star will delete all the files inside this folder. Okay, if you want to delete only the particular file. Okay, so for this you can simply copy file name and paste that name ahead of this remove command. Okay, so in this way also you can delete the files. Okay, but I am using the star. Okay. So we have just deleted the file. Okay, now you can see that the 5th June file is clear now. Before it was of 190 MB and now it's of 0. So let me do the same with this folder. Okay, copy the folder name and paste it ahead of cd command. Cd में change directory. You can list out all the files inside the folder by lsnrctl. Okay, lsnrctl. You can see that we have only one file out there, so we can simply delete this file. So let me delete. Okay, we have just deleted the file. Now we need to do dush for saying that which folder contains how much capacity. So okay. Now you can see that we have deleted all the data inside that software. Okay, so in this way we have just deleted deleted archive logs. Okay, so generally we don't need too much archive logs, so we can simply delete the archive logs. But be remember that the control file is the most important file. It would have some backups. You should have some backups for this. Okay, so we have just deleted them. Now let me get backup. I would like to tell you that actually the most file system alert are came from the fast recovery area and diagnostic recovery test. Okay, like how would you how we can see the path of the diagnosis recovery test. So for that, show just execute this login inside the database and execute show parameter log. It will give the path of the diagnostic recovery test. Okay, we don't have that. For simply we can do. Okay, let me share you one more command, ADRCI. Okay, we are under ADRCI utility. So here just simply execute show homes command. It will list out homes for the logs that store when the DB is up and any issues there. You can find errors related with the DB that happened. Okay, inside these home directories. So for example, diagnostic diag/tnsping. So in this we have the error logs for particular listener. Okay, if the listener is down or the listener is not upping, then you can just view the archive logs for the error and then you can proceed for the further results. Okay, and here what we want this one. So everything which is happen inside the database that would get be stored and stored inside this code directory. Okay, RDBMS. So just we are seeing this. We just need to copy this and go to this directory. Okay, so let me pwd. Okay, we are under this directory. Okay, so now lslr okay, let okay, we are under this diagnostic recovery test. Okay, so let me tell you which folder contains most of the time the file system alerts. The file system alerts can be resolved by simply deleting the files inside alert log alert folder and trace folder. Okay, okay. So as we do DOSH start, so we can see that uh, the the size of the each folder. Okay, so as we can actually most of the alerts came from the both folders, alert and trace. Okay, so we need to go inside alert file folder and see if there are any logs out there. So here we can see that we have one log. Okay. Now just lsnrctl. Now see of which date it is of log.xml. So you can simply remove this. There is no danger from. We can simply remove. Let's see that it is cleared now. Okay. Now go to the trace folder. Okay. Now we are under trace folder. Okay. lsnrt. Okay. Okay. We have everything. Actually, okay. Now we need to remove. Now by using this command, by using find dot type of f for file, if there are directory you can give d and mtime plus 2. Okay, mtime is it will list out all the, it will search for all the files before this date. Okay, it would not delete uh, 2 days of backup. It will keep the 2 days of backup and delete all before backups, before files of this date. Okay, so let me execute this. Okay, let me see that if this command has been successful. Okay, okay, some of the data has been deleted. Let me show you. Let me show you the status of the previous one. Where is the previous one? Okay, it was previously of 4.7 MB of size. Okay, it was previously 4.7 MB of size, and now we can see that it is of having 1.1 MB. Okay, so what this find command does is, where is the find command? This file. Okay, what this command does, it kept only 2 days of files. For example, today is 14, so it will keep uh, 2 days of files like 14 and 13, and the files which are there of 2 days back, for example 11 10 11th June, 10th June, 9th June, they will get deleted by this command. Okay, so you can use this command, but before executing this command you should check that you are running on Oracle Linux 8, Oracle Linux or real. It is necessary to check that. Okay, now we have deleted them, so we can go back. Now we can go back. Okay, now let me tell you one more thing. So okay, so generally you can search for file system alerts are mostly related with the diagnostic repository. Okay, ADRCI show home, it will list out all the homes. So generally if you get any email regarding with the file system data, you can simply do ADRCI, go inside each of this folder. Okay, go inside each of this folder, search, go inside each of this folder and search for the uh, size of each folder. If for example alert folder, inside the diagnosis RDMS source, there is a alert folder and trace folder. Okay, so most of the time what happens, when the database was shut down for see 2 days 3 days back. Okay, so we know that the DB is not has not up for the 2 days. Okay, so what happens when we start up the DB, uh, the the diagnostic repository will fill up under alert folder and trace folder, and that would be store lots of log files for the particular incident. Okay, so you can know that where are the which are the folders and which are the directories consuming most of the disk space. Okay, so you can just go inside each of this folder and find out which folder consuming most of the database space issue. Okay, so it will get resolve the space issue. And the next one is only doing the DB, and the next one, the first one is this ADRCI. Okay, and the next one, the that we have discussed earlier, that you can do parameter show DB recovery. Okay, inside this folder. Okay, inside this bar you can find absolute or absolute database backup files, and you can simply delete them. Okay, for example we have, okay, first let after this step you can go, you can just do the RMAN target command, get inside the RMAN and execute the show retention policy. Okay, it will give you the retention policy. We have 1 day retention policy. So the backup files, the backup files which are way before 1 day. Okay, you can simply delete them. Okay, because the DB is already have make them absolute. Okay, so in this way we can resolve the space issue. Okay,